Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal, Mr. Butter, coming back at you. I'm recording this on the day that the Jordan Thunder 4s dropped. I was able to reserve a pair of these at my local Finish Line, and I'm really loving this pair. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's take a look at these Thunder 4s. This isn't going to be a really long review. I did already hit for a pair of these from the shock drop on the sneakers app. I didn't realize that by default the size was in there as a 10. I like to go up a half size on my Jordan 4s or else they rub the outside of my foot. So I really wanted to be able to get a 10.5. I was able to reserve one at my local Finish Line, so I'm pumped about that. Part of why I want to look at this pair again is just because for the Red Thunders, I was really disappointed with the QC on those. Not so much the materials, because I knew it was a synthetic nubuck. That really doesn't bother me at all, but I just thought that they were so sloppy looking, and I got multiple pairs of the Red Thunders and I just couldn't even put a pair together that I thought looked good. So I was really interested in seeing how the quality of this pair was. I was impressed with my size 10 that I got. I just didn't want to throw them on feet yet, because preferably I would have a half size up for comfort reasons. All that out of the way, I really like the packaging. I was pumped too. I picked up a GS pair, and a lot of times they kind of skimp on the packaging for the kid sizes, but I was pleased to see that for the GS pair it got the same cool box, same colors, and same kind of splatter effect, and I just think it looks really dope. It's kind of like a flat black box, but all these speckles are more of like a glossy finish, and it just looks really cool. Has flight with a yellow Jumpman going across the middle. The tag reads Air Jordan 4 Retro. The colors are black, white, and tour yellow. This was $210 US, and I actually didn't have any rewards for money off this time, because I reserved this pair and a GS pair on Finish Line, and then I went for my cousin's wife's size for the ship to me option, so I used more points for that, but I ended up using up pretty much all my points that I had. I guess with buying like 3 pairs though, my points should be right back up there again. I love the way that you can get money off all the time. Pretty much every time I buy shoes from there, I end up getting at least $10 or $15 off, just because every time you do, you pretty much earn enough points to get a discount on your next purchase, and I really like that. But enough of the box and the price and that kind of stuff. I'm digging these. I am so pumped. They came out great. This pair looks just as good as my size 10 pair did, and I was really nervous. I held on to the size 10s. I didn't move them yet because I wanted to make sure that this pair looked clean. If this pair would have had a whole bunch of like sloppy paint and glue all over the upper and everything, I might have considered keeping my size 10. I definitely wanted to have a clean looking pair in the collection, and the size 10 was pretty much perfect. But I am very happy to see that at least for these 2 pairs that I looked at, the QC is consistent. Another thing that I was really impressed with is the GS pairs that I saw. They had a couple pairs on the shelf, and I picked them up and I was looking at them, and then the pair that I got, they also look really good. And I'm telling you, I think that the QC on the Red Thunder grade school pairs was some of the worst QC that I've seen in years on a Jordan. But it looks like they got this release right, and the GS pairs look really good from what I saw anyhow. But that being said, I think a black 4 looks dope. Obviously, I'm a Pittsburgh fan, so black and yellow, I'm all about it. I was on it before Wiz Khalifa was, you know? The combination of black and yellow always reminds me of Wu-Tang, and as far as nostalgia goes, it doesn't get much more nostalgic than that. And I just think these are dope. The 4 is one of my favorite silhouettes. This was one that I definitely wanted in my collection. If I couldn't have got a size 10.5, I would have kept the 10s, and I would have rocked them even if they were uncomfortable for me, just because I like this shoe that much. Obviously, it's got a 4 tread pattern. It's pretty much all black. In the midfoot, it's got a white Jumpman, and then up under the forefoot, a little bit of that herringbone is in the yellow color, and it looks nice. It really pops off of there. I like how it's black on the perimeter. I just think these things will age really, really well. Like, this is a 4 that I see people putting on feet immediately. At least I plan to. And at the finish line, 2 people that were working there already had them on feet too. So I just think this is one of those dope pairs that people will just throw on without even thinking about it. But then coming up from that outsole, you can see we have areas of yellow painted foam, and that's surrounding that visible air unit in the back. I like how inside the air unit is a white color. I think that's a nice little pop. Kind of ties into the white Jumpman on the back and then the white Jumpman on the tongue. But all around, they're just so clean. There's no glue on this upper or anything. You might see little water droplets. It seems like every time I go to make a Saturday review, it starts raining, but oh well, what can you do? And coming up to this upper, it's all just a synthetic nubuck. As you can see, it's getting wet out here, but I don't even care because it ain't gonna mess with it any. I think these are just gonna age so well because of this material, because it's a black color, and I think you can get a lot of wear out of these. I think it'll be really forgiving, and I think they'll keep on looking dope for a long time. But I plan on throwing mine on real soon. I probably would have thrown them on today if it wasn't raining out right now, but I can't control that. Like all 4s, we have this rubber netting area for ventilation, and you can see that at the bottom of the tongue and then also on these side panels. And that's like a black kind of rubberized material over top of like a yellow mesh, but it looks really nice. That yellow matches these accents that we have here up at the laces, whether they're basketball nets or not. I think it's a nice accent. Really pops off of this black color. And even at the top of the tongue, it's more of that synthetic nubuck that we have on the upper, but we have a black tag with a white Jumpman and some yellow flight branding. On the back, we have that rubberized heel tab, and that's black in color with a white Jumpman. And we also have these black rubber accents here tying into the top of the lacing system. The insole is black, and it's got a white Jumpman down on it. And I always like a black insole because, again, I just think it'll be real forgiving. It won't show stains from your jeans or dirt or anything. I think these can go on feet, and I think you can keep rocking these for a long time without them looking busted up. But let me know what you all think about these. It's starting to rain harder, so I'm going to get inside. Let me know if you grabbed a pair too. I appreciate y'all watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out.